You get "This is awesome" chants when the crowd is sort of enjoying the athleticism of the match, but isn't really totally into either one of the wrestlers. There's probably not going to be a "This is awesome" chant for LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes, but that's only because people will be cheering for LA Knight.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're going to be going,
Yeah.
yeah. They're not going to be going, "This is awesome." They're going to be going, yeah, LA Knight, yeah. They're going to be doing that. So this is Carmelo Hayes' chance to, play off of that.
Yeah. That's a really good point. I didn't even think about that. But the "This is awesome" chant is just sort of generic for action that they like.
Yep.
Whereas if you have hey, there's like the CM Punk chant that's specific for him. There's like the LA Knight, and even the way the crowd just goes with LA Knight, they're over the moon for him.
We want Ricky. Cha, 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 cha. We want Ricky. Cha,
we still want him.
Cha, cha.
We want Ricky Gibson. We got to get him on the show. We have to. We have to get him on the show. And
that's
we're like
actually an old Eric. Not to. Before you go on to the next thing, there. That's actually an old Eric Bischoff criticism. That "This is awesome" can be deceptive because sometimes it means that the crowd really isn't invested in either competitor. They're just very short-term entertained by what's in the ring. And that's not always bad, but if you're trying to build a character, you want them to be behind the wrestler and not just doing the generic. So that's not an original thing for me. I've heard other people say that, and it just made sense to me when they said it. And every now and then when I see something like this, I go, I wonder if this is because, like you said, Melo's not totally over as a heel, and Andrade doesn't really play to the crowd as a babyface yet. So the crowd is just like, they appreciate the work, but they're not totally invested in either guy.
Yeah, there's not the specific it's not the specific work that they're putting forward. It's more that they're just kind of into it, and they don't necessarily know the guys or care that much about them, but they're just like, yeah, let's start to "This is awesome" chant. Yeah. So you know what? I'd be interested if I do make a short clip. Maybe I'll edit this in now. Eric Bischoff is at times pretty unpopular with some of the stuff he says and some of the stuff he does. So I'd be interested to see if people would give the devil his due, and that's a good point, or they're just like, "Oh, Bischoff, you're the one that..." He's getting a lot of grief in his later years, especially just as he's become one of the talking heads, and they all just kind of bicker with each other. All the old guys just kind of bicker with each other from afar, from microphones at this point. So he's been one of the guys that's gotten a lot of grief throughout, from the internet wrestling community, if you will. So I'd be curious to see in the comments if people agree with the assessment or not.